Hey, welcome to a new episode of the Drift Project series, and in today's video, we're going to focus on the engine. We're going to take it apart to check its condition, and I'll also tell you why I chose this particular one and not another.
Let's go!
Listen, so we have 3 Uzis, each on a separate pallet, and now we have to choose the first one, with which we'll start the adventure, and we'll choose which one we want to take apart, and at the same time show you exactly why we chose this particular engine. Right? The machine is chosen. Here's the lucky one. This one is cool too.
This one is also very nice.
Your time will come. The motorcycle has landed. As you can see at the very beginning, these are just the absolute basics, so that you know what kind of motorcycle this is and what it's called. And the engine is a Toyota 1UZ FE engine. It's a V8 engine with a displacement of 4 liters. Start of production was in 1989, which is my birth year. That's why I chose this engine. That's the only reason.
Oh, that's your birth year? I didn't even know such a coincidence happened.
Well, now you see.
I thought we picked it for different reasons, but apparently not. Apparently I was wrong, but alright, never mind. As Pavel said, V8 4 liters. This engine was mainly used in the Lexus luxury sedan 400, right? Am I correct?
Luxury sedan 400 and Lexus Sport Coupe 400?
But those weren't the only models where this engine was used. Because it was also used in ambulances in Japan.
An ambulance with a V8, that's a good option.
It was used in the 90s in so-called single-seaters, kind of like Formula 3, but in the States. It was used because it's lightweight and durable, and it was slightly modified for use in motorboats. It was also used in airplanes.
Because of its weight.
And durability.
You may not see it yet, but this engine is usually compact. We'll remove the accessories today, so it'll be clearer then. And regarding the weight, as Camille mentioned, it's a light engine because the block is aluminum and the heads are also made of aluminum.
Yes, right now it's quite large in size because there are a lot of things that are needed in a stock car, but we don't need them at all, and we'll just remove them. And as we go deeper into our work, the more screws we unscrew, the more this engine will become smaller.
And the deeper we take apart this engine, the more information we'll share with you because while disassembling it, we'll also find more reasons for ourselves why this engine and not another one. And regarding the fact that it's a V8 and not an inline 6, well, I won't hide it. My heart beats for the V8. I'm a BMW guy who likes V8S, so it will even get a Japanese engine. It's a proven design. In Drift Masters, only one person uses this engine, Tor Arnekvea. And at the last round, we had a chance to talk to his team about this engine. They're very satisfied after switching from an RS and can't imagine driving anything else. Because, for example, here's some information. We can actually say it now, this engine. Tor Arnekvea revs it up to 7,000.
Yes, so for a V engine, that's quite a lot. Maybe we'll rev it even higher. We'll see how the calculations appear and what Excel displays. On Tor Arnekvea's channel, you could mention there was an interview with him as he talked about why he changed the engine, and when he changed the engine, that he said that he doesn't know what a breakdown is. It has 800 horsepower and around 1,000 torque.
Yes, exactly.
At low, let's say, with slight changes to the block, you can achieve this power. These engines are very popular for tuning in Australia and the States, but less so in Europe. And over there, it's really something else. You can find all sorts of weird, interesting projects with crazy when it comes to the numbers, what this engine is capable of producing.
All right, so listen, enough talking.
Yes.
Let's get to work.
As you can see, Pavel just removed the exhaust gas recirculation system pipe. He unscrewed the exhaust manifold nuts, which are likely about 30 years old. Easily, without chemicals or sprays, and the bolts stayed intact. So it's possible to make bolts that don't break after 30 years on the exhaust system. Daniel, now you can send this to new car manufacturers.
Someone must have been driving slowly, I think.
Now, where does that carbon buildup come from? From the first pipe Pavel unscrewed. From the exhaust gases.
From his own farts.
Exactly.
This is what exhaust manifold bolts look like. Generally, it looks like it just came out of the factory. I'm really impressed. Brand new.
I removed the thermostat and its housing, and to our delight, we saw a part of the cooling system that is very, very clean. So for now, the engine is surprising us, this particular unit, in a very positive way. Let's hope it stays that way. Daniel suggested removing the big parts, calling him, and recording it since it looks good. So I wanted to remove the whole exhaust manifold. Intake, sorry? I can't do it because I have to take it apart halfway. The wiring harness runs inside the screwed-in manifold. So you have to unscrew this part, the harness, and then the lower part.
And generally the plan is, ultimately, actually, in the first stage, there's an idea to install a custom intake manifold, which is basically sticking out, chrome, and it looks awesome. The engine looks completely different then, doesn't it?
So we'll need to cut a hole in the hood.
That's the question. Will it fit under the hood or not?
I think it should.
If anything, we can use a hammer. We'll make it hammer style, leave the M mask as it is, because the M1 has that kind of hump.
It'll do.
It'll do, exactly.
So half the episode will just be shaking a rattle?
I doubt that'll get approved. How does it look from the other side? No, you have to take it out of the bowl. You have to yank it out. It's only on O-rings, so if you pull it up, it'll come out. Isn't oil leaking?
No.
And now you can take it off nicely.
There's the collector. The collector is removed, and here we generally have a package with parts that will go into this engine. But we'll open that at the end. And we'll show you what solution we'll use as well. Installed here. Finally.
You haven't smoked ones like these.
What's that? The enemy of acceleration. What's up? Oh, and at the front, when equipment's gone, it's just,
Nice, isn't it?
it's nice, yeah. Did you see that, sir? But it's kind of little V's. Now you can see they're little V's.
What are you doing?
And how are you doing it? And why are you doing it?
I'm looking for an extension cord right now.
And then?
Then I'll put it on the wrench. I'll put the pin in the hole.
Oh, and then?
He will pull the tongue. The starter works, so we take out the spark plugs. We'll measure the compression in the engine, and we'll find out the initial condition of what's going on in there. On the pistons. Is everything there more or less as it should be, or not? We'll find out in a moment. Close up on this man, because he started moving around and he was already the one.
Yes, 7 heaven. Listen, I'll show you a trick for taking out the candles. And it doesn't want to come out with the screw. Then you take the coil element, you put it in. Wait, oh. Here. Ah, there's nothing. And here you go, poof. I'm so smart, Camille told me.
You gave away my trick. Thank you.
No, but that's generally how it looks.
A 30-year-old candle.
A 30-year-old candle. Is this the one, serial?
I don't doubt it. It wouldn't have lasted this long. Fourteen and a half bars.
It sounds really scary sometimes.
15.
This? You know what? Because this one isn't tightened. Hydrokinetic, watch out. That's bad. There's no oil pressure. But the most important thing is that it's running smoothly. No pressure. Nothing's coming out.
The question is, by doing this now, are we making things worse?
There's no pressure anymore. Unless the channel is clogged. All right, that's what I thought.
What do you mean?
It's dented. Even though there just wasn't any flow to the pressure sensor. Turn it.
Speak to us in Russian.
All right.
He was blocked, wasn't he?
Did you mess up your armor?
Look how much came out of my armor. No, but... No, yeah. Because if there really was no oil pressure, well, that would be a bit sad.
I'm like you. I don't know if it will negatively affect the engine when revving.
Yes, yes.
The worst part is you don't realize it and nothing is said, right?
But Camille won't say anything. He's got his own thoughts.
But damn, what does he even want?
Yes.
And you keep wondering if you're damaging the engine.
Exactly. We're just spinning our wheels and there might not be any oil. He came out but still said nothing.
We cranked the engine with the battery directly connected, and Powell is sitting on it now. We measured the compression. The compression is coming out fine. Very well. But we also had a second gauge to show us. Oil pressure. And it didn't move at all, so we started digging into it, and unfortunately, during transport, the filter that was screwed in here got dented. And it's possible that it somehow restricted the flow in some way. The pump just needed that much time to draw in the oil. So we unscrewed the old filter, which is dented. The UZ and JZ were made around the same years. We have a filter for the JZ. We screw it in and keep turning.
Daniel, because you don't know. Because this is, basically, this is Rambo. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we bought it.
I was happy about this news.
Yes, we bought it, and it said Rambo, because that's the serial controller from that agent. Special.
Damn, I didn't expect results like that.
Damn, man, but that's just...
I mean, obviously it doesn't mean that this engine is like new now. I don't want it to be taken that way. We'll keep checking it and so on, of course. But it's a very good sign for the next steps for the further work on this engine. How long was the engine unused? The owner said 3 years, right?
Well, with him it was 3, maybe 4 years, damn. I don't even remember anymore.
And before that, so 5. I think this engine sat for 5 years. Just like that, on a pallet.
But like those clean water channels, that's also really...
Only spiders moved in there. But overall, everything is spotless. It really looks
good. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. The engine is hanging on the stand. The oil is dripping out. As you can see, the oil is pretty clean. We won't be disassembling the engine any further for now because we simply need to wash it. We'll plug all the nice openings so that nothing gets inside, and then we'll continue disassembling it. And the most important thing, are there any thick bags?
Yes.
No, there will be, definitely. It's late, so we're heading home to sleep.
Okay, we're starting another day. Kamil cleaned the motorcycle, now it's washed. We're working on removing the cover, and then the oil pan comes off.
You saw the cover was turned, but I already know what's under that cover, because while washing the engine, well, I couldn't resist a little and I unscrewed it. Power wanted to take one off, so I left that one for him, and I already more or less know what's under that cover, so don't expect any surprise on my face, because I already know what's in there. No.
So what do you see, Kamil?
I'm asking you, what do you see?
Rollers?
No, I mean differently.
It's not too clean.
It's not perfectly clean, but I expected worse. Because I've seen much worse engines, much worse, much worse. Engines have sludge, not a disaster. We'll have to take some steps. Here, the surface is perfect. Here you can see subtle traces of work. But I really wouldn't worry about it at all. It really looks like a 30-year-old engine. It's good.
Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Pressure drops? What for?
No.
You determine... What do you determine? The efficiency of the cylinder. So, in short, set the piston at top dead center, top dead center. That's what this small tube is for. I put it here for that purpose. I'll know when the piston is at top dead center. The valves must be closed to avoid valve overlap. So there's a very narrow window where the intake and exhaust valves will be closed. Yeah, we take the tool and pump pressure into the cylinder. And the gauge, we need to calibrate this device as we pump in the pressure. 6-7 bars into the cylinder. The second gauge shows us the cylinder's efficiency, from 0 to 100%. If something is wrong and air escapes, it could be through the intake valves, exhaust valves, or through the piston rings. With the engine disassembled, we can easily hear where air is escaping, likely here. Either here or we'll hear it's escaping below. So we'll do that in a moment. $500. On the cylinder, the second one from the right, which is the first bank, we have pressure drops at about 50%, at the 50% level. In this cylinder, we have a problem with the intake valves, because you can hear the air escaping here, and you can even feel with your hand that the air we're pumping into the cylinder with this device is escaping through here. And that's not how it should be, so now we have to figure out how to fix it. How to fix it so it works properly.
I wanted to ride.
I wanted to ride, exactly. Now it's just that the moment of riding will be a bit longer.
But it's better this way than to finish everything, not check the engine, put it in, go to training, and have something worse happen than, let's say, fixing the cylinder head.
Especially since this bike was bought to create a really good base. The base is very good.
Yes.
But apparently, at the beginning, we'll have to put a bit more effort into it. But it'll pay off later, because Upalanka will be good. So now we're going for the creme de la creme. We're taking off the oil pan and we'll check how the crank looks inside. Kamil will explain it to you, as he can do it best. One of the advantages of this engine, specifically regarding the crankshaft supports.
Yes, the crankshaft supports, they're here. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. So the number is already quite large, but that's not exactly the point. As you can see, each shaft support here has 4 nuts on top. That's already more mounting points than a typical engine like a JZ, which only has 2 on top. But when it comes to this engine, that's not all. On the sides, this part blocks our view, but there's another bolt to fasten the crankshaft support here. And it's the same on the other side, so one crankshaft support is fastened with 6 bolts. This makes it strong. It positions the crankshaft kind of in the engine block, plus it gives rigidity to the whole block structure, which is made of aluminum. Now we saw exactly what we wanted. So those application-specific integrated circuit 8 guys are fat. And that's what we meant. So this is what's called a fat crank, where we can turbocharge this engine and on stock internals. And you can already get some nice power out of it. So that's what we meant. The next thing we notice, like now we can take a look at the cylinders. We don't have a complete view of them, but we can see part of them. And it really looks good. Plus, there's another advantage of the engine that we also wanted to tell you about. These are sleeves, so the block is aluminum. But there aren't any spray coatings where the piston moves, that is, in the cylinder. It's just a regular cast iron sleeve. So that's another plus of this type of construction like the one UZ has.
Yes. No, it's awesome, really. This engine, let's say if you buy it stock, you can really make it, if we handle the basics, we can make it extremely powerful. Even more powerful than what I had in Zig. In the engine from the BMK. What will the power be? We won't reveal that yet. You'll have to wait for stage 2. You'll see how powerful it is and how much torque it has. But it will definitely be good. We'd also like to send our regards to Wojtek, who sold us these bikes. They're kept in great condition. Oil was topped up. Thanks to that, it looks better than if it hadn't been. So thank you very much. So we have the engine disassembled. We need to handle it carefully, which is why we took it apart to do it right from the beginning. So that later brings a lot of joy, and we don't have to go back. And now we can move on to the packages that are also related to the engine work. So we're doing a little cleanup here, and we'll do an unboxing for you, and we'll share the information. We'll also tell you which components the work of this engine will be partially based on. We have components here from Engine Control Unit Master. And just to be clear from the start, Engine Control Unit Master is not a product. It's just the name of the company. And it's a company from Poland that produces components for motorsports. And here we have the black PMU16, an accessory dwelling unit, which might not mean much to you. That's why we'll unpack it in a moment. And we'll explain to you what these things replace in a motorsport car. Compared to a stock car, we have two devices here. The stock engine controller, which came with this engine, Rambo, from Toyota. And here we have the Engine Control Unit Master Black from Engine Control Unit Master, so a standalone controller. Kamil will tell you more about it.
Such a controller gives us a lot more possibilities than a stock controller, because it's a standalone controller. So it's basically clean, and we can start up practically any engine, in any body. But you have to remember a few important aspects, which you simply have to take into account during installation. And the point is that tuning such an engine requires experience and a lot of knowledge about how an engine works. Because when installing such a device, we want to improve the parameters of our engine. Tuning the engine with this controller must be done correctly, or mistakes can happen quickly and easily, cause damage to our engine. For example, knock combustion. So if you decide to install it, have it tuned by someone who has already done it and has experience with it, because it can have the opposite effect than what you intended at the beginning. In my hand, I have another product from Engine Control Unit Master. This is the PMU controller. It is responsible for power management of all the other components besides the engine that are in the car. And now I'll show you what the stock solution looks like. Now we'll go to another garage where I invite you to join me. You'll see it soon. For proper operation in a stock car, you need devices like these. These are relays. In motorsport cars, people move away from using such solutions because they're simply prone to failure. And in case of a malfunction, it's harder to locate the issue. And in our case, instead of these types of solutions or devices, call them what you will, we'll be using a PMU. So something like that. Let's say about the size of this box. It's a controller device that manages every electrical part in the car, fans, sensors, everything that's needed for the car to work properly. Eliminating that solution removes many wires, resulting in a simpler system that's easier and faster to diagnose. In my hand, I have another product from EcuMaster, namely the accessory dwelling unit. The accessory dwelling unit is a display, as you can see, which we can configure however we want. We can have different screens, so-called layouts. This display has many possibilities. It's far better than popular Geigers, which just beep and don't really do anything. If a car is gonna burn, it'll burn anyway. This is a much better solution, and we recommend it. It's really an awesome product.
And when it comes to EcuMaster products, actually I've had products from this company in all my cars from the very beginning. And we've always been satisfied with their service. We've never replaced them because it wasn't necessary. So if you want to get a product like this, make sure to buy only from official distributors, which you can find on the EcuMaster website. So now we're moving on to the next package, where we'll find parts that we'll be installing directly onto the engine. Or onto the table, come on.
I'm already old.
Big one.
Oh, it's even written here. 1 UZ versus 3 UZ. Why 3 UZ? We'll find out soon, damn it.
Oh, here we go. That's it.
This is the bayonet to replace. Why do we need to replace it? We'll explain after we unpack the rest. right? This is the bayonet housing, and this is the bayonet, which looks identical to the one in JZ.
But before we move on to things related to oil and the bayonet, we have, here you go, these manifolds, but these are not manifolds. They're not normal since these manifolds let us set up a turbo. And that's cool because I actually bought them at a pretty good price. And as you can see, they already come with a so-called heat shield. So thanks a lot for that. Shout out to my buddy Drift Bober from whom I bought the parts. Now it's going to be running in my car, and those headers did quite a good job in his ride. So for the future, the tuning will come in handy, but whether this will be the final header, the real final one, Camille will tell you once the car is tuned. So you have to watch the episodes to stay up to date and know what's going on. Yeah, it's in place.
Beautiful.
All right, let's keep going. Here we have these mock-up engine mounts that will help us create the final engine mounts.
I don't know if we won't just stick with the stock mounts, because they're nice, made of aluminum and really light. We'll make something for the cart, but we'll see once the engine is in place, in its new home.
Yes, and for this engine to go into the BMW E92, there's one procedure that needs to be done.
Yes, and here we have the parts that are needed for this procedure.
And this is the main part. That needs to happen for it to work out nicely. In the BMW 3 Series.
As with the JZ, there are various oil pan types. This is a rear oil pan. And here we have the oil pickup for it, and a plate, a separator, or not a separator, an anti-splash plate. And here we also have the lower oil pan, which is probably the same as ours, but this is the whole set. And now we'll try it on, and it should fit. All the signs point to it. Yeah, that's right. Oh, we put on that bowl.
That's our bowl.
It was taken off that bike an hour ago. It'll be the same, won't it?
No.
No, so it's not the same.
So it's not, after all.
So I was wrong. Because I didn't hit the holes. Oh. And that's how it looks.
So in this video, we have everything we wanted to show you for now.
So we'll keep working on the engine, and of course we invite you to watch the next episodes of the Drift Project series, if there's something you'd like to see. Let us know in the comments, subscribe, and see you later.